We're starting. Aha! I have 1 minute left. So technically we're actually early. Anyways, game number 1 of Pro League. Samsung Con versus Team 8 is gonna be... Wait, what the hell? Wait, is this serious? Apparently it's gonna be Grape versus Real 2. I'm actually not sure if I'm getting trolled right now. Is like Kespa trolling me or something? We're gonna get 2 randoms in game 1. As you can see, Real 2 has actually not played this season because he's like one of the random practice partner guys on Team 8. And similarly, Great just now, what was he, like 1 and 4? So he's pretty bad. So that's not good. I'm also not sure if I should call him Really. You know, like Harangi? Really? Sounds a bit funny. Anyway, apparently, since Team 8 no longer has a shot at the playoffs, Coach Jihoon's just like, fuck it, I'll just put in these random kids and see what happens. And for whatever reason, January decided to do the same thing, which, I mean, okay, Con right now is first in the rankings, but they're still not guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. Like, if they get 3-0'd twice, they won't even be in the playoffs. I think they have to win at least one of their next 2 matches to be guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, and obviously it's better if you rank higher in the regular season. So it's still pretty important matches, but anyway, let's see what happens. It's going to be a PVZ on a Sniper Ridge. Looks like they're spawning vertically. Real 2, or Really, as we may call him occasionally, is going to be the red Zerg in the top left. And yes, I did just use the Royal Wii. And Grape is going to be the purple Protoss in the bottom left. So, Real 2, man. Does anybody know if he has played any televised matches at least? Like, he came from another team, right? So, but he was probably not. I mean, I've never even heard of him, so I don't know. Wait, have I heard of him? No, I have heard of him at least. I do recall a pro gamer named Real 2, so I know he's at least not like some random fake guy who Jihoon just like picked a random guy up off the street and he's like, you're probably better than C, so go play in Pro League for my team. I'm just kidding, I love C, but he's pretty terrible. Anyway, it's going to be an overpool from Really, and Grape is going to get lucky and scout him first, so he can decide what he wants to do with that. Probably going to be a Forge, Nexus, and then Cannon. Although, okay, no, he's sending out a second probe now. Alright, Kit says this is his first official match ever. So the pressure is on, as they say. At least for him personally, anyway. I don't think there's any more pressure on Team 8. You know, it would actually be really funny if, like, Team 8 does amazingly well in their next, I guess, 2 matches. Do they have 2 matches left? Just because they no longer have any pressure on the team because they already lost. So maybe like C will start playing really well and like Jihoon will stop being terrible. That's not really fair to Jihoon, but you know, maybe they'll pick it up. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, as I said, it's going to be Forge, Nexus, and then Cannon. That is generally safe against an overpool. There's Jihoon looking on. There's January doing a thing, whipping her hair back and forth, as they say. Looks like Real has just taken his first expansion at the 12, taking his third first. Pretty common to see nowadays, especially on the 2-player maps like Chain Reaction. Or even Outlier, like if you get a lucky scout. However, that will somewhat limit his options towards the mid or late game. Obviously, it'll be more difficult for him to take a 4th base now, compared to if he'd taken another natural. But I think that's fine. And we just have the 1 cannon into Gateway. Now, that wall is a little bit vulnerable. There is a gap between the pylon and the forge that Zerglings can run through. I'm not sure if there's a gap between the pylon and the cliff. I would assume not. But you can never tell with these things. You can never tell. Pylons do like to troll Protoss players. They're pretty tricksy characters. Those pylons, man. And yet we are, you know, we can't live with them. We can't live without them. They're kind of like women, I guess. I guess pylons are like the women of Protoss, maybe? Because because there's not actually female Protoss. Wait, no, that's not true. No, there are female Protoss. Okay, never mind. Whatever. Anyway, looks like Cybernetics core is down. A couple of pros being transferred here to natural. And Grape is just poking around here. He still sees only 2 Zerglings, so he knows that his 1 cannon is just fine. Is he going to get up the ramp? Ooh, it does make it up the ramp. I don't think that should have been allowed to happen. I'm pretty sure that other link could have blocked the ramp if he microed himself a little bit better. But, I mean, yeah. I don't think it really matters. He's just going for a lair anyway. So, there is a Jaedong looking on. Maybe he lost to Real in one of those in-house placement match things, and now like Real gets Jaedong's spot. How funny would that be? And Jaedong's all mad. He's like, darn it, stupid 9 pool killed me or something. I don't know. Anyway, Jaedong actually played a very amazing ZVZ against Solkey recently. You guys should go check that game out. I think that was well, obviously it was Teammate versus Stars. I'm trying to remember if it was Saturday or Sundays. I think it was Saturday. No, Sunday. Sunday's matches. Yes. So the first Zealot's going out. Looks like it's going to go straight to the 3rd base of Grape. Real has a couple of Zerglings running around here. Is he actually going to see the Zealot? Ooh, barely doesn't see the Zealot. So that guy might cause a little bit of irritation here. That's probably the most it's going to cause unless Real is bad. He'll just have to micro his drones around a little bit, but he should really not lose one. Yeah, he's just going to pull his drones and then let his Zerglings come back and help out. So losing a few seconds of mining time. Not the biggest deal in the world. And it looks like he's going to get a essentially free Zealot there. Just cost him 1 lane. Even though it wasn't that kind of obnoxious little gap in between the minerals. There was a cancelled larva just now. That's interesting. Obviously it's not the end of the world, but you know, I mean, I'm sure Jaedong would have like impeccable larva management and not need to cancel something. I don't know, maybe he made an adjustment there. I'm not really sure. Maybe he made like 2 extra lings and said, oh, I don't actually need those. Could be, could be. Anyway, we do have a 4-hatch Hydra coming out for Real. And I do think this is a decent idea considering, well, I was going to say it's probably a decent idea considering he took the closer 3rd. But I guess it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Either way, it looks like he's got Overlord speed already, just now getting his 5th hatchery. He's going to be using these Hydras to defend against these Corsairs. As you can see, he doesn't have a Spire, so not going to be able to make Scourge. So that does save him quite a bit of money. Spire is quite expensive. What is it, 200, 150-ish? I don't know, I'm not a Zerg, but that did allow him to get pretty good quick Overlord speed and a few extra Hydras out. And looks like he's just going to scatter around the main base with this Speed Overlord. Going to see everything that's going on. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's going to be 4 gateways in total, in addition to the Templar tech and the Stargate tech. That is absolutely standard. Robotics facility going down at the Natural Nexus. Perhaps a touch earlier than normal. Interestingly, I'm going to talk about this in just a second. The robotics is usually the standard timing in PvZ is to get it after you have 4 gateways down. I think he got that like just as his 3rd and 4th gateway were finishing, so perhaps a touch fast there, but it's fine, and he might even just get some Reavers here to help defend against the early Hydras. Now I see people arguing about whether a Spire is 200-200 or 200-150 in the chat. It used to be 200-200, and I thought it was 200-200 for a long time, but I believe it's actually 200-150. In vanilla StarCraft, it was 200-200. I think it might have even been 200-200 in like the early days of Brood War, but I did recently discover that it's actually 150 gas. If you check Liquipedia, you will be able to confirm that. Meanwhile, there is a little bit of skirmishing going on. Speedlots versus Hydra Ling here at the front. It looks like Grape actually just had enough Speedlots to bust out. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Generally, if you go 4-hatch Hydra, you're supposed to have, you know, a decent number of Hydras. So to break out with pure Speedlot is quite funny, but although it looks like some more reinforcements going to come here, push the Zealots away. Of course, in very low numbers, Speedlots are quite good against Hydras, even if they're upgraded. But once you get a decent number of Hydras up, it's just a little bit too much. I mean, just the range versus the melee makes all the difference. Anyway, cannon going up in the natural mineral line. I'm not sure that's 100% necessary. There's actually not a cannon in the main, so I'm not sure why he made a cannon in the natural mineral line and not the main mineral line. I mean, obviously then he's not really scared of mutas or anything like that. It might just be to make sure he doesn't randomly get his shuttle sniped by Scourge. Like you can imagine, see the Robo is next to the cannons at the front, but maybe if a pair of Scourge snuck down the left side, they could just like, if Ural got lucky or hit a good timing, he could just randomly snipe this shuttle. Possibly to stop something like that. Otherwise it seems a bit of a waste. Anyway, the shuttle does get spotted, so it's not going to do anything. And these L's are just kind of running around, trying to snipe some dudes. It looks like Real is getting some lurkers out. Perhaps going to go for lurker contain. Actually, no, it's going to be a drop here. He's going to do the two-pronged drop here. Lurkers on the natural and the main base. Is that guy going to get down? Yes, he will get down. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably what that cannon's for, to stop a lurker drop at the back of his natural. But two lurkers in the main base as well. Looks like the timing was a little bit off for Real, but this is a pretty effective strategy, no less. Getting only a couple of probe kills, but forcing all the rest of the probes off the line. Looks like he's going to try and load up back into the Overlord. Yep, does manage to save one of his lurkers. I don't think the lurker at the natural did any damage, but meanwhile, wow, for a second I thought that was Grape's main base. I was like, holy hell, how did like 12 Hydras suddenly end up in Grape's base? But actually, that's a Zerg's base. And is he going to snipe that shuttle? I think he is. Oh my god. You see, this is why Grape is 1 and 4. It's like, he's pretty terrible. Like, people are always like, oh, Sayle, why are you so mean to Grape and Brave? Well, you know, to be fair, I'm a little bit mean to Brave, but Grape is legitimately terrible, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway. So, apparently I have blown a lot of people's minds with the 200-150 Spire cost. I also was quite surprised myself when I read that little nugget of information. I also didn't believe Wikipedia. I like went into a game, I was like, there's no way this is 150 gas and not 200. But hey, you live and learn. Anyway, this random Zealot has got 5 kills. It's pretty impressive, but anyway, looks like Grape's going to try and poke out here, but this is just really brutal. A sick lurker contained, he's got the high ground advantage there, he's sitting on the ridge. I mean, this is like a Protoss's worst nightmare. Well, I guess it's one of the Protoss's worst nightmare. Ooh, it looks like accidentally clipping that Kakaru with the Storm. Getting those little weird slash marks on the Kakaru. It's so funny, like the Kakaru, when it dies, it looks like it's just been mauled by a tiger or something. Like, it has those 3 claw marks on it. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, it looks like Random Zealot moves up to kind of spot where the lurkers are, since the observer can't go too far forward or it'll get sniped by the Hydras. It looks like Grape actually tried to get really nice storms and clip 2 lurkers with 1 storm, but they were a little bit too far spread out for that, so only managed to get 1 lurker with those storms, which is not really ideal. I think once that Forge finishes upgrading, he should actually kill it in order to allow his units to get out more easily. It's not... I mean, it's really going to cause a headache there, blocking all his units, and it's pretty cheap to remake it, so I'm pretty sure he's just going to kill that himself. However, I don't think that'll make a difference. The supplies are about even, and Grape is hardcore contained here. I mean, I want to actually have a look at his main right now. What he needs to do? Well, first of all, what he needs to do is not do this. I don't need, like, oh my god. Look, see, Jaedong and Baby, like, they're just laughing. This isn't even... This is not even, like, amazing play by Real. This is, like, standard play from Real, and Grape is just frigging terrible. Like, look, guys, I mean, you know, you can get mad at me when I make fun of players, but even Jaedong and Baby just cannot contain their laughter at how bad Grape is. It's just terrible. Anyway, it looks like Grape trying to break out here. It's just not going to work. It's way too much stuff. He's getting all his observers sniped. Looks like he has 2 observers left, actually. Observer's speed did finish, but there's no High Templars left. And looks like Grape decided actually not to kill his own Forge. Just going to suicide the last of his Corsairs there, because clearly he doesn't need those. Oh, Grape. So anyway, it looks like Real is gonna take a win here in his first official match. So good job to him. Oh, that reminded me actually what I was going to say earlier, which is what Real actually needed to, or sorry, what Grape actually needed to do when he figured out that he just can't keep shuttles alive for his life, is that you need, like, when you get contained like this, you know, if the Zerg is playing carefully and is not bad, they will be careful and like have overlords around your base and spotting for like shuttle shenanigans. So really the only thing you can do is just to throw down a million gateways, even if you can't afford it. Like on 2 base, generally you can only support what, like 8 to 10 gateways tops. But when you get contained like this, you actually need like, you know, 12 plus gateways. Slam out a ton of units, just like ridiculously fast, and just go for the bust. Because otherwise you're just gonna end up like this, which is completely dead. I mean, you can try and like play it slowly and be really cost efficient, and I don't know, do like fancy Reaver shenanigans and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of hard. And now Grape is gonna lose all the probes in his main. There are 19 kills, 20 kills between those lurkers. Grape is making funny faces. I mean, you know, it's kind of sad because not only is he not good at StarCraft, but his faces like aren't even as beautiful as January's. So this guy's just got like nothing going for him. I almost feel bad, almost, except that he's causing my favorite team to go down against Team 8. If it wasn't for that, I might actually pity him a little bit. And see, people are laughing because of that 12 gateway. That is the Combat X thing, but that's actually like not a bad response to getting contained. Day 9 actually said you should do that in a different podcast. In not that cast, 12 gateways is not like, you shouldn't. The thing is, you shouldn't end up in this position in the first place. So usually that doesn't happen. Like if you get lurker contained this hard, you're doing something wrong. But yeah, if this happens, just like, you know, build 20 gateways and just go. Anyway, I mean, what else are you gonna do? GG! You know, you can faff around with Reavers, you can try like D-Web. It looks like Real 2 is so inexperienced, he actually didn't realize that the door hinge was on the right side. So he actually just like body slammed against the hinge, rather than, you know, the part that actually opens. But you know what? You know what, we can forgive him for that. He played a pretty good ZVP. Okay, you know, we're not gonna forgive him anymore. What the fuck? Dude, yeah. See, if that was Fire Bad Hero, I could be like, okay, that's Fire Bad Hero, but you know what? Whatever. Real 2, good for you, man. Good for you. Anyways, I swear to God, if Khan loses to Team 8, I should have just like not cast it. Anyway.